So many of you may know that Come and Reason Ministries was founded in 2010 as a 501c3 not-for-profit ministry. And over the last 12 years, we have been actively not only teaching a class and producing materials, working to share this message with more and more people. And we have, as a board and a team, been praying that God would continue to open avenues. Many of you, we have sacrificed, and many of you have sacrificed to help support us in doing this. And we have noticed that within the historic, organization from where many of us have found our roots, there's not been a lot of support for our ministry. And in fact, there's been a lot of opposition. And so we keep praying that the Lord will remove opposition and open avenues that we could reach more people. And about, somewhere around 7 weeks ago, I was nominated for and then interviewed and selected to be the chair of the Department of Psychiatry at Liberty University College of Osteopathic Medicine. Liberty University is the largest non-Catholic university in the country, 140,000 students. Each class has 162 medical students. And the vision at Liberty University is to create a biblically sound, Christ-centered, state-of-the-art psychiatric residency training program that will incorporate the principles of God's kingdom and not teach the godless worldly system, but will also be scientifically sound that will result in board-certified psychiatrists like myself that can fully integrate these principles. And so I've accepted that position, and I will start there on September 16 of this year. Christy and I will be moving to Lynchburg, Virginia.
No.
So how much are you willing to sacrifice to help this message go forward? Let me tell you the vision. We're going to create this program, and then they have the vision to replicate it in Christian programs around the world. Okay, design law stuff, guys. Do you see the vision, the potential reach here? And the doors opening. We prayed very hard about this, Christy and I. Let me tell you, this is not an easy decision for us at all. The plan for our ministry, though, our ministry is going to continue with our new facility that should open, I think, just before I start up there. And I hope I can get one weekend before we start up there. That is going to be a live interactive, so I'm going to still be involved every week. And if you come to the studio, it'll be live interactive video with me. If you are outside of this viewing area, you will still get the live stream like you've always done, so it really probably won't mean much to you guys. Once we're in the new building, we're going to have a monthly potluck, and the plan is that I will actually come down once a month and be here in person once a month. We have several other things that we're going to change up a little bit as time unfolds. We got some really fun new Bible study directions we're going to go, but not instantly and immediately. That I think you all will really enjoy. But we need your continued support and your continued prayers. We see the significant possibilities for new avenues for this message to reach and help heal hearts and minds in places that would have never supported us before. I will be closing my practice here in Chattanooga. So that's notifications are going to go out this week to my patients. So I've put it out there. I probably didn't say everything. Oh, let me tell you one thing you'll find interesting. I got nominated. I didn't even know the position was available. Somebody nominated me because they've read my works and my books, and the vision there. The number one criteria they had, and you guys know I've been a clinician my whole life. I've not been in academia. Okay, but the number one criteria they had for the chair is that they have a strong Bible foundation for understanding the mind. And my works that I've done over the years have shown that Christian integration of science and the biblical principles, that was their number one criteria. So I didn't know about it. They nominated me. When I went up, they were interviewing me, but they also gave me an opportunity to interview them and their philosophy. And I asked them. You guys might appreciate this question. I asked in the very first interview that I did with their committee. Over the last 2 years with COVID, Liberty University, 140,000 students, did you require your employees or students to get a vaccine? Did you mandate it and or wear masks? Liberty University did not mandate either one on their students or faculty. Wow. Understand the implications of that. Okay? Huge. Huge. They understand the principles of God's kingdom, and they are prioritizing putting God's principles ahead of man's laws. So that to me was I probably would not have even accepted had they done the other, because I can't work for a system that will we have to come out of those systems. So questions?
Why?
Why what?
Why would you leave us?
Because we really believe, at least our board does, really believes that we are entering the last times. The warning, the troops surrounded Jerusalem. This COVID, this was a conditioning experience to condition minds to accept this type of methodology as long as the ends justify the means. We're going to save lives by coercing consciences. Understand, this was a setup for the next big one. Okay? So we see that this is the time for the final message to go forward, and we don't see any other, and I'll let you fill in the blank, organization that is willing to invest millions in their, and they told me, I met with the provost of the university, and they see that the final conflict is a battle for hearts and minds. And they see that psychiatric issues are on the forefront, and it's a wedge issue to reach millions, if not billions, of people with the kingdom of God. And they told me that if they can't get a local hospital to actually embrace and be part of a residency program to teach these methods, they will build their own hospital.
Wow.
I mean, they are committed to this.
But
Okay?
you will continue to teach every week by video.
My plan is to, again, these formats, and I don't want to commit to any, I don't want to say anything that you have an expectation and then we disappoint that expectation. My plan is to be involved in the class every week. Whether I teach it as the lead teacher every week may or may not be the case. There's several different formats we're looking at, like maybe somebody else leading, and we have a discussion group that I'm part of the discussion group. We're looking at different options on how the class might unfold. But I plan on being involved at least as much as I was before COVID. How about that? How much was I involved before COVID, if you remember? I was traveling quite a bit and doing speaking. Did you ever miss me then? See? Yes! So no, I still plan on being involved and also doing the Q&A time. And if you, again, want to interact like this, if you're in the studio, you'll be able to do that because we'll have a live interaction feed for the people in the studio. Everyone else will just get a static feed, and then their questions can be submitted and answered like we're going to do here in just a moment. Any other questions about what we're doing? But we're doing this because we want to advance the gospel, and we think that this is where God is leading, and we prayed very hard. And again, this is not an easy choice for us. Come and reason we had a long talk. We did not want to take an action that would hurt come and reason. And the Lord and I had a long talk about that. And I can tell you, I'm not going to go through all the evidences, but many evidences the Lord showed us He is leading us here. Additionally, we have grandchildren here. And I want to tell you, that is a real heartache for us.
And a parent.
And two parents here, Ralph and my mother. Yes. So it's not just a simple, no, this is a very deep, prayed about, heartfelt issue, and the Lord really has demonstrated in multiple ways this is where He wants us to be.
I think it's wonderful, but it's a great disappointment.
But we still need your support. Don't you understand that we have an opportunity to invest this message and resources in so many more new minds now? Yes, Mother.
Tim, do you believe that they are going to leave you absolutely free to teach the way you've taught us?
No university leaves anybody absolutely. There are going to be requirements that I have to teach because the program needs to be certified. The graduates need to be able to sit for licensure. So the difference would be that instead of just teaching, they need to be educated on what the world teaches. They need to be educated. Like if you were teaching a biology department, you would want to teach your students what the evolutionary theory is. They need to be comprehensive. But then you're going to take it apart and show where it's wrong. And you're going to show the creationist worldview and why it's a better worldview. So I'm going to have to teach them, Freud and these things, but I'm going to show them what Freud taught and how a biblical worldview is so much more comprehensive and better, and the errors in those other systems. And that's what you won't get in the others. And so we're going to teach them the godly worldview. That is critical. They understand. I don't know if you guys know this, but in the specialties of medicine, the one field that has the highest percentage of people who no longer believe in God is psychiatry. Because for 4 years, you are indoctrinated in deeply intellectual, godless material, and it changes the way you think. And they want a program set up that they can become familiar with that material, but they have a deeply invested godly worldview that strengthens their view in God as they're going through the program. And that's the primary purpose of the program.